Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten 774 here, bringing you Nancy Drew game commentary, clues, and cookies. Today we are beginning our walkthrough for the 12th mystery in the Nancy Drew series, Secret of the Old Clock. I'm actually really excited to play this mystery with you guys. It's been a little while since I've played this one, actually. I find that I play the newest games and the really old classic games a lot more often than I play the middle games, but it's always nice to come back to them because they are really fun. So let's get started with our new game.
Welcome to my latest case,
Senior
The Secret
Detective,
of the Old
as
Clock.
always.
To start,
The year 1930. The place, the road to Titusville, where we find Nancy Drew behind the wheel of her blue roadster, pondering this question. Why did Emily Crandall, a girl whom Nancy knows only through their mutual friend Helen Corning, ask Nancy to drive all the way out to the Lilac Inn to see her? Does it have something to do with the fact that Emily's mother died barely a month earlier, leaving Emily to run the restaurant with only her guardian to help her? And more important, why, when she called, did Emily sound so desperate? The spunky teenager turns off the main road, blissfully unaware that Emily isn't all that waits her at the end of the driveway. No, Nancy Drew is about to get her first taste of the mystery, intrigue, and adventure that are to become her destiny.
So that's kind of a cool little introduction. So he's basically saying that this is Nancy's first mystery. And the reason he's saying that is because this game is based off of the first books in the Nancy Drew series, the first books that were ever created. And I think it's actually technically a combination of 4 of the books. It's based primarily off of 2 books. One where the Lilac Inn is, and it might just be like Mystery at Lilac Inn or something like that, and then The Secret of the Old Clock, which was the first Nancy Drew mystery. So this mystery takes place in the 1930s. So Nancy, most of her mysteries up to this point have taken place in modern day. So what's going on? Why is Nancy in the 30s now? This is the only mystery where this ever happens. It's kind of a throwback to when Nancy first got started, when she first became famous as a detective. And I like to think of it as Nancy just got back. She just finished a mystery in England. She just finished The Curse of Blackmore Manor, and she's flying home back to River Heights, and on the plane she falls asleep and she has this dream where she solves a mystery back in time. That's kind of how I fit this mystery in with the other mysteries in the canon, is that this is a dream for Nancy.
oh, a miniature golf course. Swell.
So well. And she uses 1930 slang. All of the characters do. So I just wanted to walk around a little bit and kind of tell you about that before we get too far into the mystery. We'll come back and explore this area in a little while. But I just wanted to explain my view of how this game fits into the canon, because I think you do need to have a theory, otherwise it doesn't fit in with the others. What's behind here? Oh my gosh, pie. I love pie. Oh, I want to eat all these. That looks so good. And what do we have here? Nancy obviously doesn't have a cell phone, but there is a payphone.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His number is KL57187.
Hang on a minute.
Carson Drew speaking.
Hi, Dad.
Well, I see you got to Titusville okay.
The car ran like a top.
It ought to. That's a fine car. You treat it well, it'll treat you well. Listen, as it turns out, I just called there and left a message for you to call me.
You did?
I need to get some documents from a colleague over there. I thought since you were in the area, you could pick them up, save him paying postage.
Sure. What's the address?
He said he'd just leave them for you at the telegraph office. Just drive into town and look for Tubby Telegrams. He said you can't miss it.
Will do.
These papers are extremely important, Nancy.
I will pick them up, Dad.
Good. Remember, watch your gas gauge and get gas when you're low so you don't run out. And try to avoid potholes. The more you hit, the likely it is you'll wind up with a flat.
Yes, Dad.
And if you do get a flat, take it off and put on your spare, and then head straight to a gas station and get it fixed.
Yes, Dad.
All right, lecture over. Have you found out why Miss Crandall asked you to visit?
Not yet.
You've done your daughterly duty, now go see Emily, and after that...
I know. Pick up those documents.
That's my girl.
Goodbye, Dad.
Take care.
This is the first mystery where Nancy actually gets to speak to her father, Carson Drew, which is kind of exciting.
Well, hello. I'll bet my bloomers you're Nancy Drew.
That's right. Are you Emily's guardian?
You got it. I'm Jane Willoughby. I'm Emily's guardian, but only for the next 3 months until she turns 18. Then she's on her own.
It smells like someone's been baking pies.
Pies are the Lilac Inn specialty. We get orders from all over. Oh, that reminds me your father called. You're supposed to call him. You can use the coin phone on the porch.
I already talked to him, but thanks for the message.
Emily didn't say anything about you coming until just this morning.
Is it okay that I'm here?
Don't get me wrong, she can invite anybody here she wants. It's just that she's gotten so darn forgetful lately.
Maybe she's just, still thinking about her mom.
She misses her mom, that's for sure. So do I. Gloria and me, we were best friends, you know? The two of us ran this swell little dress shop over in Capital City. But then she got hitched and I didn't. And the next thing I know, she's writing me saying it would sure take a load off her mind if I could take care of her little girl should something ever happen to her.
Emily's father?
Died in the war. Cantigny, I think. Anyway, I couldn't say no. I mean, what are best friends for? I just wish I knew how to help Emily.
You make it sound like she's in some kind of trouble.
She's been acting so... Look, go talk to her. She probably just needs to spend some time with a bear cat like you instead of some dumb Dora like me. Go on up, she's in her room. Just make like a Boy Scout and be prepared.
Alright, so that is Jane Willoughby. We just had a Jane in the previous game, too, in Curse of Blackmore Manor. 2 Janes. So Jane is Emily's guardian. Before we explore, we better go talk to Emily. It sounds like she's in kind of a state. This is a cool little inn. I'd like to stay here. I like how they designed it. I wish we could explore more of it, but it is very pretty.
Nancy, hi. Welcome to the Lilac Inn. Oh, and before I forget, thank you for that nice note you sent me when Mom died. It meant a lot to me.
Well, I lost my mom too, years ago. I kind of know how you feel.
You and I may not be best friends or anything, but you're still one of the nicest people I know.
Well, thank you.
That's why I'm hoping you'll do me a favor, a big favor. You and your dad.
My dad?
Helen says he's a lawyer.
Shh! What's wrong?
I thought I heard something. Your father has a safe, right?
That was weird.
This is 1930. Lots of people have safes.
See this jewelry? I'd like you to take it home with you and put it in your father's safe.
It's beautiful.
It was my mother's. The few times I saw her wear it, she looked just like a movie star. I was hiding it here in my room, but all things considered, I'd feel a lot better if you would just take it home and have your father lock it up in his safe.
What do you mean, all things considered?
Strange things have been going on around here. That's all I can say. I know it sounds loony, and Jane probably told you that I've been acting loony, but please do this for me.
Woo!
What was that?
Emily, come downstairs, quick! The kitchen's on fire!
The what?
Come on, we better get out of here.
The kitchen's on fire? What happened?
This is horrible, just horrible. The fire chief says the stove was completely destroyed and there's smoke damage everywhere. The inn will have to shut down for months, maybe even for good.
Does he know what caused the explosion?
It looked to him like one of the burners on the stove had been left on. The flame either went out or was never lit, but anyway, something made a spark and boom. He said insurance companies are very reluctant to pay out when things look hinky, and that's when times are good.
Who was in the kitchen this morning?
Emily was the last person to use the stove. Like I said, she's been real forgetful lately. I think she's pretty upset. But it's not her fault. What with her mom passing away barely a month ago, and me showing up, this total stranger who doesn't know the first thing about kids or running a restaurant, and her trying to do everything all by herself. It's just too much, that's all. Who wouldn't go a little off their nut? I better get that. The line to the regular phone got burned up in the fire, so now the only phone we got is the coin phone on the porch. Excuse me.
Emily?
What happened? Run, Nancy.
My mother's jewelry! It's gone! Someone must have stolen it while we were all downstairs. I knew something like this was going to happen. I just knew it.
You mean this sort of thing has happened before?
Yes. No. I'd rather not say, but I will say this. I did not leave the stove on. That fire was not my fault. Oh, what am I going to do? Without that jewelry, I don't have a prayer of paying for a new stove, and without a stove, I'll have to sell the inn, and if I lose the inn... I wish Mom were still here. I wish Josiah Crowley had left us the money like he always said he was going to. That's what I wish.
Who's Josiah Crowley?
He was this old man that lived next door. He died last year. He spent most of his time here at the inn, and he led my mom and me to believe that he'd left a lot of money for us in his will. He gave us a clock, and afterwards, he'd always point to it and get this little twinkle in his eye and say, "Time will tell." But when they finally found his will, he didn't leave us a penny.
Was there a problem finding his will?
It didn't turn up for months. Then finally someone found it in a drawer in Josiah's house. Josiah was kind of a screwball. One time he showed up at my birthday party dressed as my great-aunt Harriet. I didn't know it was really him until 2 days later. Anyway, he had all these weird hobbies, and he always thought it would be really keen to read minds. Josiah invited Richard Topham to move in so Topham could help him develop his paranormal powers right there in his house. Josiah was a sweet old man, and I do miss him, and he was free to give his money to whomever he wanted. But to get our hopes up like that, and then leave us nothing, it just wasn't like him.
Where is Richard Topham now?
He still lives in Josiah's house, which is right down the path out back. His house and the inn were built at the same time by two brothers during the Civil War.
How many people knew you kept your mother's jewelry in here?
No one. Well, Jane, my guardian, she knew, but I didn't tell anyone else.
Was your mother's jewelry insured?
Gosh, I forgot about that. I don't know. Jim Archer, I bet he'd know. He's our banker. I guess I should go talk to him.
You don't sound very happy about it.
I'm just so bad at business things. And Jane, my guardian, she tries hard, but she's no good at it either. Maybe you could go talk to him. Please? It would be such a big help.
Sure.
He runs the Main Street Bank. You can't miss it. I'll call him and tell him you're coming.
I'll be back in a little bit.
You're the bee's knees.
Wow, so a lot just happened there. I mean, we met Jane, we met Emily, the stove blew up, then Emily's jewelry is stolen. I guess we can't look there because Emily's sitting right above it. Snoopers 101. Listen to music. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. Old record player. Huh. It's kind of weird how quickly everything happened. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Gloria, read this, and pretty soon this fellow will be your favorite poet too, your pal Josiah. Okay, 27. Myself when young did eagerly frequent doctor and saint, and heard great argument about it and about, but evermore came out by the same door wherein I went. With them the seed of wisdom did I sow, and with mine own hand wrought to make it grow. And this was all the harvest that I reaped. I came like water, and like wind I go. When you and I behind the veil are past, oh, but the long, long while the world shall last. Which of our coming and departure heeds as the sea's self should heed a pebble cast? A moment's salt, a momentary haste. I cannot read this font. Of being from the bell amid the waste. And lo, the phantom caravan has reached the nothing it set out from. Oh, make haste. What is this? Oh, threats of hell and hopes of paradise. One thing at least is certain, this life flies. One thing is certain and the rest is lies. The flower that once has blown forever dies. Strange, is it not, that of the myriads who before us pass the door of darkness through, not one returns to tell us of the road which to discover me must travel too. Interesting. I've actually played this game several times and I never realized you could read that book. Just a great example of how every time you play a Nancy Drew game you learn something new.
Is this your sewing machine?
Actually, that belonged to my mom. She and Jane used to be dressmakers. Mom was going to teach me how to use it, but she never got the chance.
Oh, sad. It'd be so hard losing your parents so young. I can't even think about that. Alright, well, we have quite a few mysteries to solve now and quite a few tasks. I think we'll get to that in our next episode. Thanks for watching, fellow detectives. See you soon!